Hi everyone, this is Startup Bright and we're here to talk all things startups related. This is the time and place to hear founders' ideas and they can pitch their companies. We walk and talk about their vision, their products and services, teams, problems that they see, and of course their goals. Our guest today is Jessica West, and Jessica, you will have enough time to present your company. We're not gonna do the 2 minutes pitch.
Okay.
Go ahead and pitch your company.
All right, so my name is Jessica West, and I started this company called Isla Global, and I decided to create a swimwear brand with it called Isla Aditi. And it came about kind of in an unexpected twist of events. I was started in financial services and I left to go back to school to study fashion. And in the last year of fashion school, my husband passed away. So with that, I wasn't sure what the future was going to hold. And I have two daughters. At the time, they were 3 and 9 years old. And so to kind of take a break, we went to the Caribbean to stay for 3 months to just reset. Mm-hmm. And when I was there, I was really inspired by the people that I met, the beauty of the place, and it was sort of an awakening for me. In fashion school, I studied sustainability, but when I was there on the island, I really felt such a deep connection to nature. And it's something I became very passionate about, thinking about wanting to create something with my fashion degree that would be sustainable and leave a positive impact on the earth. And then I also met a lot of women there who really moved me by their sense of community. It was something that I'm not used to seeing here in the United States. Mm-hmm. It was something that was so collective, and you know, I later traveled to Africa and really saw that there as well, where they were so tight-knit. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to create something that represented community and strength for women, and so this is what I came up with. And it is something that it has a place in the market that's different from other brands in the swimwear space, especially in the luxury space. But more than that, I wanted to empower women and to promote more sustainable practices in the fashion industry.
Do you have a team that helps you with this?
So right now I don't have a team that is part of our company, but what I have are manufacturing partners that are separate companies and outside marketing support. So ultimately, I'll probably leave the manufacturing out for a while, but I would like to bring in-house a CMO because just marketing itself is like a full-time job. Yeah. And as we have our production now, and so we fully launched everything, and so now is really time to start marketing and to build the brand awareness and to showcase our products, and to have someone who's a really marketing expert would be so beneficial.
Yeah, I always say that for a startup you have to have a tech guy, marketing guy, and a business guy. Yeah. Without these 3 different expertise in people, you will have really hard time to make your startup succeed. Yeah. And it's good that I saw your website. It's an amazing website. Yes. It's really good looking website. And now that if you have or find a marketing guy that can help you develop your brand, that's going to be, I think, really beneficial. How far are you in your product development? Do you have your product done? Mm-hmm. Are you looking for funding to develop your product?
So the product is completely developed. With fashion, the seasons change very quickly. So I created a lot of pieces that will last for a while. So my idea in the beginning is so I don't have to keep making new products and going through product development because it is very expensive, is to just change out the colors as the season changes, but to still use the same patterns to save expense in the development side. But it is fully developed, and we do have a small inventory that we can sell now. And I have outside sales reps that are also working to sell the product into wholesale channels. So one thing that we have some buyers very interested in the Middle East right now, and the styles are more Brazilian cuts, so they don't have a lot of coverage, but they love the concept of it, but they want more coverage. So we'll have to make some modifications for their market specifically, but I feel a lot of good potential there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your product is in good shape. You have a product. You just need to kind of adjust it for specific customers or distribution channels.
Right.
Right. And where do you manufacture your products?
Our products right now are manufactured in Florida. Some of it is done in Daytona Beach and some of it is done in Miami.
Okay, so they're US-based manufacturers.
It is.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I worked at American Apparel at some point, and I am always looking for manufacturing stuff here in the United States, if not in LA. But that sounds really good. So obviously you're selling your products online. Are you planning to open stores as well, or just going to be online brand?
Originally I thought of online only, but I realized when I was talking to people that they need to try swimwear on. It's something that's very sensitive to your body shape.
Yeah.
And even though we do offer free shipping and free returns online, I feel like people don't trust a new brand as much as the tried and true brands. So this summer I opened a pop-up shop in Redondo Beach where I found another store owner who needed to share a space with someone. So I was able to get my rent rather inexpensively. And it's been really great. At first it was very slow because still nobody really knows you're there. But in the last month it's really picked up some momentum and we're getting more people coming in. And then I've also done some trade shows and little events in the community where they're bringing maybe similar types of businesses together. I did one yesterday in Santa Monica that was a sustainability-based marketplace. And so we're getting more visibility that way and more sales from in person than online right now.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, online stores are good if you are already kind of established brand, I guess, in fashion, and that's been my knowledge that you still kind of need to establish your brand physically being somewhere in a store.
Right.
But that's going to change, probably with time when people get more close to your product and know your product better. Yes. So in terms of your marketing strategy, how do you plan to bring a new brand to life? It's not an easy task.
It's not an easy task, and I feel like there's a lot of trial and error with it. I feel like I tried something out last weekend, and it was a fitness expo, because my thinking was that with people who are more fit, that they're going to be less conscious in their swimwear. But I wouldn't say it wasn't greatly received in that marketplace. But I think because of the price points more than anything. But then, like I said, when I did the sustainability one, there was a lot more excitement and buzz about it. And people kind of got why it costs, why it does. And so it's just a little bit of testing it out to see where to really focus our efforts. And one thing that I found so far, almost everybody who's purchased is going on a trip somewhere.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Somewhere to a
kind of
resort
makes sense.
destination.
Yeah, you're getting ready for a trip. And,
yeah. So it's like they've been working out and they want to look great and they want to be great in their pictures. And so that's been our core customer base so far, for people who are traveling.
Okay.
So, and then I have some, I met a lady who has connections into resorts in Tulum, and she's very excited about the product because she said it would be a perfect fit for the resorts there. So it's definitely a product that's geared more for resort wear. So it's just a matter of working into those channels. I think that's going to be the core.
Yeah. So that's why probably you need the CMO guy.
Yes.
To help you with not only digital strategy. You will need somebody to be more also savvy into actually bringing physical products to life, right?
You know, and I think in this space, celebrity will play a big role in influencer marketing as well.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of finding the right channels for that.
Yes.
I've had a lot of influencers reach out to me that want to work with me, but I don't know if they're right for the brand. And social media can be inflated sometimes, and their target audience may not really match mine. Even though they have a high following and a lot of likes on their photos, it still may not be the right demographic fit.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that I'm going to go back to my American Apparel experience, but what we found was that we made one campaign with, I believe they were calling these people haulers, right? And we found that that campaign, because of how it was done, brought about 10 times the revenue in very short period of time compared to previous year. So basically these are influencers that have a lot of followers, and even for established brand as American Apparel, it was extremely helpful to have influencers actually talking about their products, presenting the products, and so on and so on. I'm just trying to share, my experience, nothing else. Hopefully, this is going to be something that you would discuss with your future CMO. In terms of funding, right? Are you looking for funding from investors at this point, or?
It would definitely help accelerate things faster. It would open up more budget for marketing and for PR, and then also just to hire and build out teams. And then as we also get our orders coming in from the wholesale channels, to be able to fulfill those.
But at this point, you're looking for a way to accelerate, not to start, or you're not at the very beginning of May. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, we have inventory, we have products ready to go, so it's just a matter of really pushing the brand out there.
Okay. Here we usually talk about. We're trying to find an interesting story for a founder. As entrepreneurs, we all have ups and downs, and interesting stories, funny stories, humiliating stories. Do you have anything interesting, something funny to share with us that is related to your, building this new brand and finding this new product?
Well, I would agree it has a lot of ups and downs, for sure. And there's times it's just been like, why did I do this again? And it's been really helpful to go back to the purpose of why I wanted to start this in the first place in those moments. I think for me, the funniest moments have been very intimate with my girls, because being a single mom and doing this and raising them, my oldest is now 14 and my youngest is 8. And they have such an entrepreneurial spirit in them. And whenever it comes time to pick out the colors for the seasons, they get really involved in the process and they give me all of their feedback. But there's so many colors and design ideas that I love. I have a really hard time narrowing it down. And so the discussion goes on for weeks and weeks. And they get to the point of like, Mom, just pick something already. We've given you our feedback. We've said okay, this is what you think you should do. But that's just involving them in the process. It's been really sweet, and just to see their ideas spark, it's been very exciting. Okay,
you brought some of your products.
I did.
Want to share with us?
Yeah.
You want to show it?
So the products are here, some of them, and I picked these pieces to show you some of how the concept works. So most of our pieces are reversible, so it adds versatility to the person who's wearing it. And so they have two looks essentially with one. And what I did is, because sometimes you want just something more neutral and sometimes you want something a little more bold. So I put something here. So this would be like more of a jewel tone side. And then on the other side, it's really bold and can stand out a little bit better. this way.
That's interesting. I've never seen swimwear that is has two sides.
Yes, it has two very different sides, and like one idea that I have is to work with some of the bigger resorts and do custom prints specifically for them and their customers down the road. But this is where we're starting.
Are you only looking to serve the United States market, or you're in also?
I really feel it'll be more of an international market. I think it's just going to be where the resorts are. That's where I see it really. So for the U.S., I really see it doing well here in Southern California, in Miami, and then I think it would be in the Caribbean, in the resort parts of Central America, and then in Europe, and then there's even, like I said, some Middle East interest as well. So,
what is your? Do you know your demographics? What kind of?
Well, again, it's like what I thought it would be starting out, and what it's turning out to be is slightly different. But I imagined it to be mid-30s women who have a bit more disposable income. And what I'm finding is that more of the customers are probably pushing into their mid-40s. So there's a little bit of an age jump. But I think it comes with a more disposable income as well. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you have in mind exit strategy for your company, or it's too early to talk about? I think
it's too early to really think about that. I think when it's coming from, the products itself, I did do some research and I did create something that was in a niche. So it's like, it goes in the high fashion category, but it's also highly functional in the fact that it is reversible and it does come from a sustainable source. All of the fibers in the suits, they were fishing nets or water bottles or carpet fluff at some point. So, and most of the high fashion swimwear is just high fashion, or more of the functional swimwear is more for sport. So this does kind of fill a gap right there. So I'm crossing over there, but I didn't really come into it with like a point of like, I'm solving a problem. I came into it from just a place of just pure passion. And so with that, it's very hard to see myself exiting.
It's longer path than if you're solving a problem. I see.
Yeah.
So are you looking into different distribution channels like Amazon and eBay and other distribution channels? Is your brand, does your brand fit in these distribution channels, or what is your strategy?
So that's an interesting case, and that's something I've gone back and forth with a lot. Because when I think about Amazon, I don't really think like, let me find like my luxury bathing suit on Amazon. But more and more brands in the luxury space are testing out little by little. And so, I had the founder of New York Fashion Week talk to me, and he said, whatever you do, make sure you're on Amazon. And so what I want to do is put just a few of our basic products up there and maybe lower price points and just see how that goes. But I think, again, it's going to be testing it out and see.
Yeah. So. Okay. So this is, because I know some people would say my brand does not fit distribution channels like eBay or Amazon or Walmart. But these are huge outlets that people go and trust these brands, and they can help a lot with sales. So, but obviously you sound open to at least try and see how that's going to go. Nice. Because again, this is physical product. How are you going to do the fulfillment of this thing? Do you have a company that is helping you, a strategic partner, or? Right
now, since we are just getting started, we don't really have the need for that at the moment. So I think that's something we'll figure out as we get a little bit further along, because right now we'll just fulfill them as they come in. But a lot of times, like with the wholesale orders.
You yourself pack everything together and send it out?
So for right now, on our small orders, because we aren't, getting bombarded with orders right now, but like, say a store orders them, it'll ship straight from the manufacturer.
Okay.
So, but then, if we go up on Amazon and we start getting a lot of orders coming in, then we'll have to adjust
Yeah,
that.
the volume is going to be something
Yeah.
that you need to address at some point.
Yes.
Hopefully, that is going to be. It's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, hopefully soon,
So,
yes.
yeah. Well, I want to thank you very much for talking to us. It's been a privilege to have you on our podcast or Startup Bright, and I'm pretty sure our paths gonna cross again in the future. I would like to follow up with you in 3 months, 6 months to see where you're going, and again have an interview with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much
Yes.
for having me.
Yeah.